Hey guys! What's up? How are you doing? I'm doing good. Just got to see the fireworks yesterday, or actually last night. Though today is the 3rd of July. By the time you probably see this, it will be the 4th of July. I saw the fireworks on the 2nd of July. Yeah, I'm getting nowhere with this. So anyway, I wanted to do a product review that involved Pokemon, and at first I was kind of like, I don't know what to really, what I am to talk about. But I was reminded of the first movie, and I looked up some items on Wikipedia and Google, and I remembered a nostalgic Pokemon toy, and this actually was released in Burger King. If anybody knows anything about this toy and its history, then you might understand why I'm bringing it up. First off, I would like to say that I do love things more than just Pokemon. I am a Japanese culture animation video game fan. Though I am not a fanatic, I am a fan. So, to put it in retrospect, a lot of people, as a brief summary, don't like the Japanese culture too much. Now they're going to bring over a toy that has such a history as this, that we're all just going to be like, oh my gosh, more Japanese stuff that we don't need to give our kids. In reality, it has nothing to do with it. A lot of people blame cartoons and sue video game companies and cartoon companies for being so violent for their kids, even though they have a rating system on it. And even back when they didn't have rating systems on it, they were at a time or at an hour they were being played when kids should be in bed anyways, thus feeling that you should be blaming the parent, or the parent should have done something. However, in this case, I have to say I cannot be on the company side in this case. I can't fully, though I can partially, but not fully. I completely take the parent side in these stories involving this product from Burger King, that I am not willing to say, no, you should have been watching your kid, is bullcrap only to a lawful degree. So, what is this product that I wish to bring up and review? Well, do any of you guys remember those Pokemon tops? You know, the ones that had the big rubber ball, you strike it on the surface, and you let it spin. Okay. We remember those. Remember the Golem one had a big butt? Yeah. Awkward. Do you remember the containers? That's right, guys. It's not the tops I want to talk about. It's the containers. The actual Pokeball containers. Here's a quick picture of them. It's just a really big, half cut in half Pokeball. And it's nothing fancy. I tried carrying one of these and using the clip on my jeans. It doesn't work. Don't bother. It doesn't work. But here's some interesting facts. This toy was actually recalled, but it wasn't recalled until the second case happened in a different state, and it took them a week to take it out of the shelves. Why? Because Burger King wanted to make a nationwide announcement after Christmas when people aren't paying attention during Christmas time. This actually happened around late December. They didn't want to make the announcement during the Christmas time, so that was their excuse. However, on the Tonight Show and the Late Show and Today and stuff like that, people were complaining, saying Burger King should have got on the ball about this and removed it from the shelves. The story continues on, but what is the reason why this toy has such a dark history? 1, a death of a child, and 2, almost a death of a child. Towards around beginning mid-December of 1999, a 13-month-old from, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Sonora, California, was playing with the Pokeballs, which I have to admit, I took interest into these Pokeballs when I was a kid too. I wasn't 13 months old though at the time. I was merely almost 10, maybe 11 years old at the time. But anyway, the child took the top part of the Pokeball. You see that little groove where the button would normally go. There's a little groove in the red lid. She took that and placed it perfectly, like over the ridge of her nose. And as any kid does, I did this whenever you have that placement over your mouth. You want to suck the air out and let it sit there and go, oh look, I have a thing sticking out of my face. I did the same thing, but I don't understand how this would work. Now granted, 10-year-old, 13-month-old, big difference. You're going to have different thinking processes here. So the 13-year-old sucked in all the air, and she choked and died. Oh, snap! This happened before the Christmas season, okay? Unfortunately, at the time, they didn't want to put the full blame on Burger King's toy quite yet. The autopsy wasn't out yet, and nobody had really there was nothing really happening. It wasn't like a big worldwide spread that, oh my god, this is happening. It was the only one at the time that was really reporting that it was the Burger King toy causing choking or death. So they couldn't blame Burger King quite yet. 12 days later, from the 13-month-old that passed away, a Kansas child was choking on the same exact top of a Pokeball, the same exact way, and the father quickly saw her choking and pried it right off. Under normal circumstances, if the father wasn't there and she died, under normal circumstances, I'd be like, what the heck are you doing? Why aren't you with your kid? However, in this case, the father was there watching and was able to act. We actually have a good parent now. So, this time, they were like, okay, we need to take them off the shelves. As a toy, this thing is fun. Unfortunately, it had a death and a pass-out moment. I'm gonna say pass-out, though I don't think the child actually did. Job well done to the parents of the 13-month-old. They sued Burger King and won. Good job, guys. The winnings, though, were declared to be kept confidential due to, they don't want to release information agreed by both parties to be left confidential. That's probably the best thing to do anyways. So, what does this mean for a Pokemon fan? It does seem a little hard and pounding into the heart of a fan of Pokemon where I didn't even think of doing that. That's a hard history for Pokemon to take a hit from. This show just actually made a toy for Burger King. I have no words for it. I really don't know truthfully how to take this kind of a situation. Under normal circumstances, the whole, oh god, Naruto Sand Ninjas. Don't even get me started on that. Naruto Sand Ninjas, oh my god. Now, there were similar companies that made similar Pokeballs, and they said, well, though our designs may or may not be the same as yours, and it may or may not be, but we have age recommendations that said this is for this age and up, and it is approved by the FDA and the federal whatever toy company federation that says this is okay to sell. The first time these things were released didn't get that kind of credential and no age limit saying that this is only appropriate for certain ages. Burger King hired a psychologist after this and these incidences to kind of analyze children's behaviors and to find toys that appropriately fit for certain ages. About time! Good job, assholes! Good job! If it weren't for these pass-outs and these deaths, trust me, this item would be on the top of my list. The tops are fun! The Pokeball is stupid. And I'm sorry, I'm going to derange away from the sad and just look at the item itself. First off, the item itself is horrible looking. It pries apart separately. That's not what a Pokeball does. A Pokeball opens from one central point and splits open at an angle. And I have here an item that just comes completely apart. Doesn't even look anything like it. There's no touch of black to represent that black border line, which would have been perfect for this toy. Doesn't look anything hardly much like a Pokeball except it's round, button, red, and white. And apparently, they also came in hot pink. I'm going to go ahead and head off. I hope you guys have a good 4th of July. I'm sorry this is kind of depressing, but that's the United States for you. So what are your opinions? Does this make the exception for the parenting thing? Does this make sense that the parents took the right precautionaries and that Burger King should be in trouble for this? They did, and they should, in my opinion, that they got their proper punishment. And the parents were not at fault. There was no warning label saying that this is appropriate by the Federation, that this is okay for an 8-month-old, or a 13-month-old, or a 10-year-old, or God forbid, an 18-year-old. Either way, I believe that the Burger King company got ass-whooped for it, and they deserved it. To the parents and family who love this toy and play with their kids, to any parent who lets their kids play with things and they die, here's the thing you have to look out for. You're the parent, but exceptions like these are things you can look for, and I will take pity on you. Don't blame a TV show. You can't. It wasn't the show that was to blame, and I'm glad that that's not what happened here. Nobody really blamed the show and saying Pokemon's evil. No, they blamed Burger King, which was the people who distributed it. That's what needs to be done. That is how people need to start pointing fingers. If you're going to point fingers, point them at the right person. If you're going to point them at somebody, don't point them at the show. Don't say Gara is bad. No, same Cartoon Network, change your time listings, okay? That's what needs to be done. That's how this needs to be approached, okay? In this case, don't blame Pokemon. Nobody did. They blamed Burger King. And that is how it needs to be done. The toy sucked. The top was fun. toy like the Pokeball sucked. I'm sorry for this being a little bit rantish. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I might have plans tonight, I don't know. But hopefully we will lighten up the note next time. You heard my rant. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a comment below on your opinions of anything I might have missed or anything that you want to say, just in the general topic. If you remember these, cool. Anyway, this is Alex reporting off, and I hope you all enjoy your 4th of July. Peace out.